Hello and welcome to the Three-Man Weave College Basketball Best Bet Show. The boys are back after a 2-week, technically, hiatus. We were in Scottsdale celebrating our good friend and his upcoming matrimony. We had a bachelor party. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time. I had an awesome time. Frank, we know you had an awesome time, Matthew. We want to know how you... I screwed up the old school quote.
The
But you
whole
get on a second.
town know you had a
The whole
good time.
town
I'm
knew you
trying to
had
find
an
here
awesome
if Mitch
time.
here had a good time. Yes, I had a good
You had a good
time.
time, Matt?
I had a great time.
Good.
Jim, you?
Yeah, I had a good time. My little eye scrape is gone. So the evidence of that
Yeah.
great time has vanished.
Ah.
But otherwise, yes, can confirm. Good time.
Jim picked the
You know, had a
biggest
good
guy
time
at the
last night,
bar
Kai.
and
Is
punched him right in the face, and then
yeah, it was
punched him
scrappy,
right back.
scrappy bunch.
What were you gonna say, Matt? I'm sorry.
I was saying we had a good time last night as Michigan. That was my segue into college basketball. Pretty
Yes,
poor though. Nice ball club.
nice ball
Big Ten
club.
is locked up, done, secured. Man, it feels like they could just lose 203 in a row and still be a number one overall seed. The Sun Belt tournament is absolute.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
jumped the
unfair
shark.
that
It's jumped the
of
shark.
course the first year they do this, they have the most like parity ridden
I think it's
outcome,
the
and now you have
second year.
Arkansas State having to go. Oh, second year, sorry, that's right, second year.
Yeah.
Arkansas State has to win 5 games,
Five
and they
games in five
finished
days is the highest rated Ken Pom team that tied for second.
so tough.
That's If I was oh my gosh, Panone, I would be absolutely furious by that outcome.
And it's like unbalanced schedules. I should have like double checked on if because like not everybody plays each other. It's like completely unbalanced. So it's not the right format for that league at all.
Yeah, horrible. But anyways, fellas, we're going to turn our attention to today's games. Big college basketball slate today. Some really good games, as you can see on the rundown here. Let's start it. Here we go. Jumping right in. Gonzaga at St. Mary's for the WCC. If St. Mary's wins, do they win the title, Jim? Or is it?
They'll
No,
just
they
get a
can't.
share.
Just
They
a
get
share.
a share matters to them,
A share
but
matters.
for us betters, the 1 seed matters, right, Kai?
Yes, it does. And if Gonzaga wins, they indeed get the 1 seed. Gonzaga -2 at St. Mary's right now. Awesome game. Gonzaga won game one, but it was close. EK 30 points in that game. Jim, do you like a side in this one?
Nope. I like a total, Kai. Best bet
Okay.
under 143.5.
Ah,
Let's get it going right here at the top of the show. Talked a lot about this on best bet or big bets on campus for Action Network. If anybody tuned into that, sorry for the repetition here, but uh, Gonzaga just plays so much slower without Huff. It's been kind of proven over and over. 13 of their 17 WCC games have gone under the total. St. Mary's is at 10 of 17. So both these teams have trended under a lot in league play, half court centric. And when you get them together, they play even more half court centric. Randy Bennett, very familiar with everything Mark Few wants to do in transition. And even if Gonzaga is doing less of that, I think they're going to be very comfortable playing in the half court. 8 straight have gone under between these two. 21 of the last 30 have gone under between these two. Same coaches all the way through. I buy that trend, Matthew, because it is the same coaches and it's scheme familiarity and the personnel has carried over a lot for both of these teams. So I'm going to hit that under best bet, get it started at the top of the show here. Sidewise, boy, I guess I lean Gonzaga, but man, I have no strong take in that department.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, this is like 144. I mean, why is it you got bet up? It's 146 at Ken Palm. You would think with how
that's.
like
I was going
known
to ask,
the
was it open lower because of
Oh,
the
I'll take
the known
144 for my
known
best
trends?
bets.
yeah, I'll give you
Yeah.
144, Jim. I'm
Yeah,
offering it to you. Take
got
my
bet up a point at circa 10 minutes before we started.
people
So
helping
yeah.
people. But yeah, this has like been a very known matchup thing. Like you're right that St. Mary's always halts tempo, and then I think that, right as you mentioned the fact that Gonzaga's kind of evolved into more of a defensive team. Now I don't know or if Worley's playing today, but I think he's kind of key to the under angle and also Gonzaga's, with him and Ascenti and Grant Foster, they have like three really good athletic defensive wings. Like that's probably been kind of the key of their identity, along with EK doing his stuff inside. I do think this is kind of a low scoring game. It's just sort of the correlation here between the dog and the under. I kind of like St. Mary's here at home in a really, really ugly, like 68-66 type win or something.
I lean towards the Zags, but I think their defense is the reason. Game one, 12 for 32, St. Mary's was from two in game one. I think their defense is for real. It's the best in WCC. It's top 15 in the country. I lean their way at -2. Nothing strong, nothing official. We'll go with Jim's total for the official play from that game amongst the week. Okay, Virginia and Duke, another humdinger. Huge spread right now in the market, but do you really want to fade Duke, Matt? I mean, do you really want to fade Duke? If Virginia wins, they could be a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. Maybe win the ACC. I'd have to check tiebreakers on that
They'd,
one as well.
they'd have the
They'd
head-to-head with
have it.
Duke.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
I guess that's true. They've only played once. They only played once this season. Crazy to think about that Duke could maybe lose the ACC. But Matt, Virginia's had 2 top 30 wins all year per KenPom, Louisville and NC State. They've only played 3 teams in the top 30. That's it. That's UNC as well to add to that group, and they lost. They just haven't seen a beast like Duke. Who do you like in this game? I think Duke is laying 9.5 right now. Last time I checked,
Yep.
9.5 indeed in the market.
No, that's my concern with Virginia. Just haven't really proven that we haven't seen them against like a really, really good team. I'm not saying it's like a Louisville situation where they're, terrible. They can't rise in class. I mean, they have more size at the rim. But I don't think their offense has seen a defense like Duke's. I think the length's going to kind of shell shock them. I mean, Chance Mallory is so fun, but and what is he, 5'9", 5'10"? I know Jakari White's been awesome lately, but again, I think this is sort of a wake up call in terms of the defensive prowess. Just for some comparable base, Duke was laying 16 to SMU, I believe, and then they were laying 9.5 to Florida way back in what felt like a decade ago. Obviously, Florida's a different team now, but I'm not involved here. I was kind of leaning toward Virginia, but I think you kind of have to respect kind of the tail upside of how elite Duke's been, especially with their defensive edge.
Yeah, I'm not sniffing around this one much. I think Virginia's, like you said, Matt, kind of lack of size in the backcourt. White's a little smaller, not that strong. Just kind of try to fire up some threes. Mallory, I think, will really struggle to get some shot creation going here. They play through DeRitter some, but Cam Boozer's solid. He's not like a spectacular defender. He's not Cooper Flagg, but the scheme is so strong. They can put Sarr on anybody that's starting to feel it a little bit. Like he's just a shutdown blanket. I think that's a problem. Like the fact that Duke has now passed Michigan in defense, number one at KenPom, like their overall length is crazy. They execute really well on offense too. I think that's kind of the groundswell of a surge for Shire's support offensively. I know he's got Matty Evan Brads on staff from
That's right.
Belmont. I like having a guy from Belmont in that offensive juggernaut factory on staff. I think it's probably helped a little bit. They get guys catching the ball on the move quite a bit. And as great as Virginia's rim protection is, I think their perimeter defense will be tested. And kind of the last significant edge here is that Virginia's offensive rebounding is not an edge. Duke is elite on the defensive boards. They out-rebounded a gigantic Michigan team just last Saturday. So, man, it's 9.5 is a lot of points for a game of this magnitude, and Virginia can battle, and they're well coached under Odom, but I'm not interested in taking it.
This
I
starts
kind of
off.
like Zhang's real quick. I like Zhang's take here. Virginia first half, Duke second half. If I had to try and be cute, that'd be how I'd try and play this one.
This starts the trend. This game and the next two of big dogs who are good teams. Like good teams are getting a lot of points, and I lean towards the good team getting a lot of points in this one. I think Odom is good enough. I think the front line's good enough. The guard play is good enough to keep it at least competitive. Now there's a very obviously Virginia has to shoot the ball. That's like every single college basketball game, but it really is true in this game, as Jim said. There is no advantage on the glass here. There is no advantage inside. They have to shoot. 9.5 points though for a well-coached team, a team firing on all cylinders. Again, I don't want to fade Duke, but I'd lean towards Virginia in that case.
Yeah, kind of your point. These next three on the outline all have conference title implications. Where like Duke could all but clinch, Florida can clinch, Arizona I think can clinch too. So
Yeah, let's talk about Arizona laying 10 to Kansas. Oh my gosh! The first thing I said, Jim, when I saw the spread was, "Wow, KU, a Final Four contender, who Matt put in 1B, tier 1B on our latest pod, with the best player on the floor, assuming he's on the floor, getting 10 points. I understand the revenge angle, and Koa Pete might be back for Arizona. And Arizona punked them on the glass in game one. They grabbed 43% of their misses, and KU got a friendly whistle at Fog. A lot of factors going towards Arizona here, but I lean the Jayhawks. I think their defense is good enough to keep it at least within 10 points.
I would think so. Can you guys name the last time Kansas got 10 points or more?
A long time? Ever?
Matthew, do you have a
I
submission?
can't.
Okay. It was this year
Oh,
against Duke on a neutral court.
did they
Oh
really?
yeah, that was
I
a
think
10 point. You're right. Yeah.
yeah, I don't believe Peterson played that game, so the line got stretched out late.
Uh,
Um, and before that it was 2003. So Kai, you were almost right. It
okay,
was
oh
just
three.
that one instance. Yeah.
Duke
So
covered
it's
that
kind of
game.
unprecedented.
Yeah,
Yes. Well, it was frustrating that they covered.
yeah. I
Kansas
was on
covered that the whole
Kansas.
way.
Now I remember this.
Same.
Yep, yep.
Same. Yeah, it's a lot of points, unprecedented territory for Bill Self, but there is like that revenge angle. Coapete is back. I'm not jumping in front of Arizona, Matthew. I think it was Evan Miyakawa tweeted like Duke and Michigan have separated themselves as the top two. I don't believe that. I think Arizona is still very much in that tier. I know you don't agree, Matthew, based on your tiers. You have these two in the same tier, so
I
I'm
know.
hoping you're going to take 10
I'm on
points in
Kansas.
this game. Okay,
I'm on
good, good.
Kansas. I think the best
I'll
bet
let you
is,
lay out the case then.
I mean, I don't have a great case. I do think just simply the KU is a little bit undervalued, frankly. I didn't. It's not a best bet because I do think the revenge angle and that atmosphere will be absolutely legit, right? I think Arizona can ride that tonight, and you get an A+ effort. And who knows? I mean, obviously, the whole Darren Peterson thing. Uh, if you're going to bet Kansas, I wonder if you keep waiting in the off chance you get a late surprise pre-tip, maybe get like 11 out there. But I think 10's plenty of value. I
You think
just would
Arizona
be
take
hard
money?
pressed. I just the risk of Peterson being out, if anything, the line probably goes up, right? So
I guess my only thought there was is Pete announced in?
that's a good, yeah. If he's in, then again, another. So there you go. Two reasons why the line could go up based closer to post. So if you like KU, I
Or
don't
if he's
think you need
out?
to,
If he's out, go
or if
towards
he's out. But I
Kansas.
think the line, my assumption, the line is baked in that he is assuming he's out. I don't know. I could be wrong, but
Yeah, Ken Palm's got a 10, so I think it's kind of like a neutral, like
it's kind of
will they,
straddling the
won't
fence
they?
there. Yeah. KU's front line, Badunga, Tiller, got to be awesome today. And I think they are. I think they
They are
keep it,
awesome.
they make Arizona make outside shots, which is the one thing that Arizona hasn't proven they can do. But Arizona's so good everywhere else that they don't really need to. But I think this is a close game, close-ish.
I think it's within 10 as well. I lean towards Kansas. Yeah. Okay, Arkansas, Florida, the third game with a huge spread here. Florida's laying 10, 11 last time I saw in the market. Arkansas has been really good lately, fellas. One of the best ATS teams in the country this season, 5-1 against the spread over the last 6. But Florida has ascended, Matthew, 6-2 against the spread over the last 8. They've won all 8 of those games. They're a wrecking machine. They're top 5 in defense. They're top 5 in the country, number 4 in the country now for Kempom. Insane front court. We've talked about how the guards have been improving over the last couple weeks. What do you think in this game? Number 4 offense versus number 4 defense in this game.
I stayed away as well. This is one where I think market's been quick to recognize the new Florida. Kempom has his, 7 or 8. I think most generic overall year-to-date models have that around this. So you're basically
You're right.
the 2.5, the 2 to 3 point premium of like what Florida has been recently, and I do think that's real. It's just hard to see. God, what's Xavier Lee shooting on the year? 27% from 3. Boogie Fland is shooting 22%. Now in conference play, those numbers are up a little bit. Although Fland is still like 20% so far in SEC play. They got some good supporting contribution though from Junior Boy Urban. And obviously the front line's been even better than advertised. I mean, Chinyelu's just ascended into like an absolute monster. So I got nothing here. I do think it's high, but again, high possession game. You can't look at this as a 10-point spread. It's going to play closer to like 7 or 8 with the number of possessions and points.
Yeah, I wrote up the over for Action Network yesterday.
I like over for
submitted
sure.
it, inputted at 166 and a half. It's 171 now. Like people were, I guess, all over that. That was, early FanDuel type opener. Just had to input it in the app so that we followed our boss's directions there. But yeah, I think it's going to be very up tempo. I think playing Florida in this league is a shell shock moment for everybody because no one has a good front court in the entire SEC. It's this like guard driven spread up tempo league where no one's good at defense except Florida. They're like 7 points better on defense than anybody else in the league. It's the same gap as number 2 and number 9, Kai. And that's a conference with Tennessee and Rick Barnes. Their defense is second best, and it's not even close to what Florida's is. Their size, the switchability they get from up front, like Chinyelu can guard anybody, anywhere. He's dominant on the glass. You don't get second chances against them. You cannot score at the rim. I think in league play, they're allowing 52% at the rim, which is like completely ridiculous. So Arkansas is going to have to win on jump shots, and they can do that. They've got some really good shot makers, but that's a lot to rely on. And their defense is horrible. At the rim, they've been getting scorched defensively, despite having Ewan, despite having Brazil, despite having Pringle. So I think Florida feasts there. I think they feast on the offensive glass. I would lean towards Florida. I liked Florida team total also. Like I just think they're going to score. And if you're betting the over, you also need the Arkansas shot making piece to come with it. So lean to Florida, Kai, but more like that Florida team total, just because I'm very confident in their offense against Arkansas's defense.
Yeah, a couple rim stats from CBB Analytics here. Arkansas number 2 in the country on offense in field goal percentage at the rim. Gators number 11 in field goal percentage allowed. Arkansas on defense 353rd in field goal percentage allowed at the rim. I don't think their interior can hold up in this game, and Florida's 2-point defense, like Jim said, is just freaking awesome. Defending those slashing guards, Acuff, Thomas. But again, this is the third straight game where I just say this number's too big. This is the least compelled I am to back the dog of the 3 matchups. I prefer Virginia. I definitely prefer Kansas over either of them, but lean towards Arkansas, 11-point dog, because they are a Final Four contender. They're a very talented team. Okay, we're going to chat mob, fellas. But before we do, a quick shout out to Basket Under Review. That is the college basketball conglomerate that we are a part of. It's almost March, man. It's heating up. It's time to join the Discord, join the website, be with us as we push through March. $10 a month gets you access to basketunderreview.com, which is a site with plenty of articles with very, very talented college basketball writers. There's game analysis. There's overarching storyline analysis, takeaways of college basketball on the whole. And the Discord is a place where we hang out pretty much all the time, 24/7. In our channels, we talk betting. We talk normal college basketball outside of betting. We talk futures. Conference futures are going to be coming out hot and heavy. Got the Sun Belt already out there. We're talking through them in the futures channel there. So a great time to join and be part of the best college basketball community on the planet, on the internets. The link is in the description, basketunderreview.com, and the link to the Discord is in the description as well. I assume Matt is our chat mob guy. I assume. Okay.
You did. You assumed correctly.
Okay. Take it away.
Well, from the Zang gang, got to start with the king first. Does UCLA stay red hot against Minnesota? Jim, UCLA not playing in California. Notable. Minnesota and Nico Medved, not a fun team to fade ever under any circumstance, injuries aside. Do you have a take here?
Minnesota, best bet, +1.5.
Good setup.
UCLA is 1-5 straight up and 1-5 against the spread outside of the Pacific time zone. Mick does not like traveling. It almost like fuels him. Like I get to complain about something. So if we lose, I get to complain even more. If we win, the complaints land less. It's also just a really tough spot. They OT win over Illinois, home win against arch rival USC. Okay, let's now go to the barn for one game and then come back home and host Nebraska. It's the perfect, like, thanks a lot, Big Ten, for scheduling us like that. Mick Cronin grump spot. I'm worried that there's no Jalen Crocker-Johnson. It sounds like he's out for the season. So they are really, really thin in rotation. There's a lot of injuries on that Minnesota team, but it's going to be a half-court game, kind of a slog. And I think their execution offensively, Minnesota's, is going to be a problem for UCLA, just kind of like because of the sleepiness of the spot. So give me Minnesota there.
I can't believe they scheduled us to Minnesota, says Mick after this game.
Yeah.
They're against him.
Short spread, though, 2?
Yeah, it's
like 4.
I thought it was a little short.
Feels a little short. That was my. I lean your way, Jim. But
I think it's 2 at Ken Palm. It's not crazy.
I know. I agree. Minnesota's good.
Minnesota.
I mean, they're good.
Played with Michigan for 38 minutes
without Crocker.
Just hung around. Yeah.
Next inquiry, Kai. SMU. Do they bounce back against Cal, a team that struggled to play defense?
They're at Stanford. Pitt's at Cal.
I'm sorry, Stanford.
Cal beats.
Did they bounce back after Cal?
After Cal.
Against Stanford.
No BJ Edwards. By the
2 days off. So.
No BJ Edwards.
And no BJ Edwards. Yeah.
He's large. Clearly they have Pierre and Boopy still, but he's important. I don't have a good feel for this game. I'll be honest. I don't have a take. I'm sorry. If Jim has a take.
Edwards is just so important against, like, Okori. Like, that's the guy you'd put on him almost certainly. And it's kind of.
I would have bet SMU if they were full strength, like not as much travel, coming off the loss. Like, I don't think they get swept. And Stanford without Akpara has been a little bit, not the same team, but I'm not going to do it without Edwards.
They're kind of getting dicey, the tourney. They can't take their foot off the gas.
Who, SMU?
Yeah.
Well, you know who might catch him, Kai? Transition to our next question. Cal, 3 in a row. laying a touchdown to Pitt. Man, I don't know, like Cal laying a touchdown.
I
know Pitt's
I don't
not
like
great,
them laying a
but
touchdown either. I lean towards Pitt in that game. I understand how bad Pitt is, but that's a lot of points. And maybe it's just because we haven't gotten used to Cal being like a pretty good basketball team. So fair enough if you
here,
want to call it that. I just don't think that they should be laying that many points. So I
here's the
lean towards
problem with
Pitt.
Cal. They're dead last in the ACC in 2 point percentage field goal on offense. They're third to last in that on defense, and then they're top three or top four in both ways. They just have all of the like glaring like regression, shooting
They're
variance, monster stuff.
dead
Look at the free
last
throw
in
stuff too
dead last in average 2 point attempt distance on both ends. So they're
on both
taking
ends.
mid
It's
range
just
or
like
giving up layups.
Hey, here's a meaningless stat. They've won 5 ACC home games, all of them by less than 7 points.
Hey,
Be
There you go.
simple. There you go, man. Simple. Hey,
Trends.
7.5. Boom. Trends. Hashtag trends.
all right, we're continuing. God, ACC Saturday, I guess. We got Virginia Tech, UNC. Another
Ooh,
question from the chat. Jim, do we like this spot here for the heels? I kind of think
I
they
want
rolled
to
today,
hockey pass to
frankly.
Kai because he said, "Ooh,
I like the Hokies. +7.
Do
yeah."
you? +7?
It's too many
Yeah.
points. I understand UNC looked a lot better last game with Vsar back, but I still think not nearly as good of a team without Caleb Wilson, obviously speaking. I think Vatech is solid, and they're fighting for their tourney lives, whatever shreds are left of it. I like the Hokies at +7.
They played kind of well on the road. Like won at Clemson, should have won at Miami. Played pretty competitively at NC State. So yeah,
Jim, what about two from Grant Gibbs, another esteemed royalty of this chat mob? He's got, let's go with the OVC, Tennessee Tech versus SEMO, plus
can't you
seven and
take
a
that?
half for
You're my
Tech.
OVC guy.
I'm sure I'm happy to take it. So Tennessee Tech is probably out. They have to win to keep their hopes alive today. So from a motivational standpoint, you probably argue um, maybe a slightly in Tennessee Tech, but SEMO can still get that 2 seed, which is huge. The top 2 seeds are basically what you get the biggest advance in the skewed
But
bracket.
they're in. You're just saying, wait, what's the
They're in.
OVC format?
They
It's like top 8,
not kind of like the bracket of death. What do you call it? The Sun Belts.
the ladder
Yeah, so
kind of thing.
But they're in the
Bottom
tourney.
3
They're
teams
just
don't
not
make
like
it.
outside of the. Oh, bottom 3. Oh, okay.
So EIU, Little Rock, and Tennessee Tech are all 8 and 11.
Oh, that's intriguing.
One of them will be left out, and right now the most likely team to be left out is Tennessee Tech.
Wow.
There you go. They also asked about West Virginia and BYU. I like West Virginia. He seems to lean Mr. Hodge. I tend to agree here. Basically, they're 1.5, 2 short road favorite for BYU. Jim, your thoughts?
Yeah, I lean West Virginia too. I like. I was going through it today. I like a lot of teams that are +1.5 today, which it
Yeah,
feels
money
very
line.
strange.
Change
Like
your
road
number.
road and home. BYU long travel for them now. The concern is that they just got embarrassed, undressed, just completely eviscerated by UCF. So this is kind of a pride game for them. But West Virginia, who is one of the best under teams in conference play, it might be the best under team in conference play this year, is going to drag them into the mud. And I don't think that's where BYU wants to play. So lean to West Virginia, but kind of scared about the like bounce back performance from BYU.
Kai, how about Providence going to Creighton? Creighton laying a field goal at home to your Kimmy English.
Yeah.
I know some personnel. The personnel question marks for Providence are pretty substantial. But Creighton also had that flu bug earlier this week. So this is like a total box of chocolates. Who knows what I'm getting? I stayed away.
Is Vax playing? He's the only guy. I don't care about Duncan Powell. I don't care a little bit about Corey Floyd, but I care about Vax. If he's out, it's Creighton for me, dog. I had trouble with this one though.
Go Providence for UConn futures. Go Providence.
There you go.
But Edwards has been back the last two. He's been good. He's been really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say like
Vax
Vox
is
is
a
a
stud.
giant over/under player because he doesn't play defense, but he
Yeah,
can
he plays no
score.
defense,
But
but
that's
he's awesome
Edwards
on
is the same
offense.
thing. So
Hey, how about some Big Sky action? Who's plugged in? Who wants it? Northern Colorado and Montana State. They're not playing two separate games, but Sharp Bryant B bringing up to the light that Sac State on the road is just a terrible basketball team. Not that they're good at home either, but Montana State -9, Kai, against the Fighting Mike Bibbies.
I
lean
lean
their way, actually.
I lean towards the Bibbies, and I know you were on them last weekend, Matthew, against.
I was
Sorry, you
against them.
faded them. Yeah, against Idaho. Yeah, they've lost what, like 6 in a row.
I would be fading Sacramento State. That's general thumb.
I
I would
lean
lean
towards
that
fade
way.
there.
on the
They've been
ledger.
kind of competitive in these games. They
they're good at
lost
home. They're
Yeah.
good at home.
competitive. I think even at Montana was competitive. But yeah, I would lean towards Montana State, who is fighting for, I believe, the 2 seed in this tournament, with Eastern Washington get on the other side of Portland State. Although, is Portland State even the best team in this league? I'm not really sure.
I think so.
You think
I
so?
believe so.
They're going to win the league by multiple games, so it seems that way.
Yeah, they're already one of those teams that kind of have it locked up. East Tennessee State, too. We'll get to them, I think, later. All right, let's go back to the rundown. I got a lot of flurry of questions just came in, so I'm going to Holstrom for the second stanza.
Very well. Let's go with Vanderbilt and Kentucky. Well, Jim, is this another? This isn't a +1.5 that you like. I think you might like the -1.5. Is that right?
Yeah, it flipped on me, Kai. It flipped on me.
I'm with you though on this one. I'm with you. I like the team you like as well. Just to remind people at home here, Vanderbilt walloped Kentucky in the first matchup. It was 80-55. Personally, I think they win again, but Kentucky 6-1 against the spread of the last 7 games. I'm just not a true believer in this Kentucky team still, and maybe I'm stubborn because they have been a lot better lately.
Yeah, they've like won games, but they're still not rated well analytically, even during the stretch where they're winning games. And it's to me been a little bit of 3-point variance, second half kind of comeback type stuff. I don't love that Vandy completely embarrassed them because I think there's maybe a complacency factor plus Kentucky, let's save our faces a little bit. I just think it's a bad matchup for Kentucky. They'll turn it over. They don't have a point guard. Vandy can take advantage of that, forced over a 20% turnover rate in the first game, 15 turnovers there. Vandy won the 2-point battle. I think they will continue to do that. Matthew, I just don't like the matchup for a Kentucky team I'm already cold on. I'm not scared of Rupp. I mean, they've lost twice already this year. Lost to Georgia, lost to Mizzou. It's not an impenetrable house of horrors. Give me the Commodores there.
I'm with you. Duke Miles back, playing a little bit on, I don't know, pitch count, but only 21 minutes last game against Georgia.
Hopefully healthier. Yep.
Yeah, and healthier today. They didn't even shoot the ball that well. They scored 65% inside the arc against Georgia. I mean, I think Vandy wins this game. But again, we talked about this before. I like Vandy first half. UK has been awesome in the second half. Like Pope has really found this success with this crunch time lineup. Just for context, Kentucky is I believe the seventh. I'm doing my math. Seventh best net second half team in the country relative to first half. So they have been in second half darling all year long.
Tennessee believes that too. I like Vanderbilt here as well, Jim. I think it's a bad match for Kentucky. I think they forced turnovers. They shut down the paint in game 1 against Kentucky, and Kentucky couldn't shoot at all in that game. Maybe that kind of flips over. But I think Vanderbilt can wreak havoc again. So I like the Commodores.
Well, how about this? For fun symmetry, Vandy is the 7th best net first half team in the country.
So you know exactly what to do with your money then, Matthew.
Which is not predictive, but sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it works every single time. Okay, we're staying in the SEC here. We're going to Alabama at Tennessee, the aforementioned Tennessee. Alabama quietly 7 straight wins, including a double OT win over Arkansas not too long ago. Tennessee was on a little bit of a run, a little bit of a bounce back, Matthew, and they lost to Jim and my Missouri Tigers. Tennessee won game 1 despite Bediako playing in this game, so shouldn't have counted. They won on the glass. They scored inside. Bama was ice cold from deep. Nate Amon had 29. Gillespie had 24. That's basically the story of Tennessee's offense all season. Who do you like in this game? Tennessee laying 4.5, I believe.
A slight lean to Tennessee. Looking at the updated, so Phylon should play today. That was key. He missed last game. He is probable on the report. I still lean toward Tennessee. It's just a better matchup for Tennessee. I think their physicality, they're much better against man-to-man defenses. Tennessee struggling against Mizzou's zone and some other zones this year. So the SEC has some clear matchup edges or advantages that have sort of manifested that we've seen. And I think this is one where, even though, Jim, the road revenge thing is interesting. I like that angle. I still like the matchup and the physicality that Tennessee has. Cade Phillips still out for Tennessee. I think he's supposed to come
Cade Phillips has been out for the year. He's out
been
for
out the year. Sorry, I'm thinking of who's
you thinking of
Estrella?
Estrella? Estrella came back.
That's right. Estrella's back. I think it's really important. Just only played 6 minutes though last game.
Yep. Tennessee's won 5 straight against Bama. Kind of surprising given that Bama's gone to a Final Four in that span and been a top 5 team in KenPom in that span. Covered 4 or 5, actually covered 5 of 6. It seems like Barnes' physicality has a little bit of the antidote to what Nate Oates wants to do with his rim and 3 type stuff. And they're a little softer on the defensive glass, where Tennessee is They're not Florida level two-way rebounding, but they are better than Florida in offensive rebound rate. So they're going to get their second chances with Brown, with Estrella, with Okpara. And I think Ament is a tough guy for them to handle. Obviously, he had a huge first game. Amari Allen's a bigger wing, versatile defender, but Ament's still got size on him. He's got that really high shot release. And the Bama backcourt defensively, like Phelan and Holloway, do not scare me against Gillespie at all. So I would guess a decent amount of points here, even though, God, I'm looking at it and 9 of the last 10 have gone under
Wow.
between these two. So I'm not going to tell you to bet the over, given that historical data and the coaches having been there a while, but lean towards Tennessee as well, just given the matchup concerns.
I'm leaning the other way, fellas. I'm leaning at Alabama
Ooh.
here, the road revenge. I like the optionality, the more firepower on offense. Tennessee's I'm not convinced on this team. It's a two-man team
I,
on offense.
I agree with that.
I think Alabama shoots a lot better than game one. They were like 20% from three. I think they shoot better, continue their either winning streak or at least keep this within 2 possessions.
The one thing I wanted to mention on Road Revenge, I said it in the Discord. I think I have talked myself into liking it more if it's like the better team lost at home and is like a favorite on the road the next game. Like Oakland lost at home to IU Indy.
Mhm.
And the next game was a -5 on the road and won by 12. Like that's the scenario I love rather than teams of equal
In general,
caliber. But yeah.
I agree with you, Jim. Of course, Road Revenge, a famous Boston ism. Yes.
Yep.
Louisville at Clemson in the ACC. Jim, I'll just say it. My gut says Clemson here. 4 straight losses now at home. I mean, they're home last game, but home against a good ACC team in Louisville. And Louisville on the road, man. 3-6 straight up, 2-7 against the spread. It's been a bit of a different team. I think Tigers defense can give them options. They have to get out on shooters. They have to, because that's what Louisville does. But I think they do. I think home court wins here. Yeah, I lean towards Clemson, who I believe it's one
Tell me
in
what the spread is, Kai.
I bet it's 1.5, isn't it? One
It's
and a half.
plus 1.5. That's right.
One plus one and a
Yeah.
half.
So I've debated going back and forth on whether I'm going to best bet this one also. Louisville's 0-7 in Q1A games. This is a Q1A game. They just do not play well against their top competition. It's been a theme under Kelsey both seasons that he's been there. And I kind of like the buy low angle on Clemson. It's been mostly a shooting split thing where they can't make threes despite being a decent 3-point shooting team, and their opponents are like 42% over the last 4 games. Now, 3 of those losses being against likely non-NCAA tournament teams is concerning, but I'm like I bet Clemson here. Matt, should I go best bet or not? You tell me. I've already got 5 of them in the hopper, so do I go 6?
Yeah, I don't
Let's
know.
do it. Okay, you said yes first. Clemson plus 1.5.
Just say yes. Just say yes.
Just say yes. Just say yes.
Um, yeah, you're right. It has been mostly shooting splits. I mean, I do think this is a good defensive team. Like the Duke game was like really impressive. Like I can't get that out of my head. It's like that they guarded Duke very well in that game. They just couldn't score. But I think they got shredded by Wake, and Florida State wasn't great either. This feels like a good bounce back spot for them. I lean their way. I don't love it though, Jim. I just don't.
Okay. Well, I love it. So I'll
Is
be the one
Clemson
who
a Q1 or Q2? Because that's you obviously have to. What's the
Oh, that's
official? Doesn't it?
that's a
They're
good
like
one.
33rd. They're 33rd in the net. Road game at top 40 is Q1A, and that's where Louisville's 0-7.
So yeah, so Louisville's going to lose by 30. Yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah. So if you just by that association.
Yeah.
30.
You keep Louisville out of transition. That's where Clemson Brownell defenses excel. So yeah, give me the Orange Tigers, Kai.
All right.
Oh, what
Jim.
was my Vandy number, by the way? I want to make sure we get that. You say it was minus. Oh
Uh,
no, they're back to a dog at Circa.
oh,
So
I
I'll
guess
take
I thought they were
plus
a
one.
favorite.
Yeah, they're now a dog.
They're a dog.
It's been flipping all morning. Yeah.
All right, take the dog. Whatever. Money line. Take the money line. Okay, last game before we hit chat mob part 2 and then best bets. It's Villanova. It's St. John's. Wait, I did better, Fanta. It's Villanova. It's St. John's. That's my
The
Fanta.
Big East, Madison Square Garden.
Presented by DraftKings. I'm just kidding, Fanta. Okay.
You
The
better be
Johnnies
kidding.
off one of the worst losses ever in their program history, at least this season. My God, that was bad. Villanova, very much, I think, locked in the tournament right now. Locked into the 3 seed of the Big East. Matt, game 1 in this matchup, the Johnnies dominated. They led by 17. They ate the glass, +5 turnover margin. Villanova even shot 42% from deep. Didn't matter. I think there's too much physicality and athleticism here in favor of the Johnnies. But I also don't trust them to lay margin to a well-coached, patient, methodical team in Villanova. Johnny's minus 7.5 right now. What are your thoughts on this game?
I think you get a really angry St. John's team today. You just got absolutely I mean, maybe the most like embarrassing big spot effort of the entire season. I I can't imagine that was a very pleasant prep Thursday, Friday leading up to this one. They also did kind of bother Katie Lewis the first game. He gets 6 turnovers, so their pressure did kind of prey on that backcourt. But again, I trust Lewis now. He's been playing better. They had to ask you. They still have some other guys who can help out. And as long as Duke Brennan stays on the floor and stays out of foul trouble, they have a chance on the glass. I stayed away, but gut just says I should just kind of sprinkle some moolah on the terrifyingly angry Johnny Storm that's coming today.
Red Storm.
Red Storm.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think St. John's is the lean. I just don't think it's a bargain on the number, and that's why I'm not going to push it. Like if it was 6.5, I might do it, but over 7, it's a little much. Matt, you mentioned Brennan. I mean, he's kind of a one-man defensive rebounding unit for them, and that's not enough. You need more than one man against the front line of the Hopkins, Mitchell, edge of four coming at you, even Prey off the bench. Like they hit you in waves, and that kind of overwhelmed Villanova the first game. This is the second game they're playing in an NBA arena. So the first game was at Villanova's Wells Fargo, formerly known as Wells Fargo. I can't remember what it's called now. But I definitely like St. John's, the bounce back. I mean, the quotes, like Pitino said, it was the most embarrassing effort of his entire coaching career. Ejiofor was like, I don't know what that was. I don't know what team that was. That feels like a just burn the film kind of game. Forget about it and go out and play a little looser the next game. But just because the number being over 7, I'm not going to lay it.
All right. Love it, fellas. Let's go to Chat Mob Part 2 here. Before we do, one more time, we're going to plug Basket Under Review. Once again, that's the group we're a part of. We have a Discord with Trilly Donovan, who is wonderful, wonderful. He's given his inside transfer and coaching scoops already. That's going to come hot and heavy as the season comes to a close. But first, of course, it's March. Great time to join and talk ball with us. $10 a month gets you access to the Discord. The link is in the description here. We talk betting every single day. We talk futures, and we talk normal basketball as well. There's also plenty of other channels that don't involve us. If you don't want to converse with us, that's totally fine. We're not offended. Also, you get access to basketunderreview.com, which has plenty of articles, game analysis, everything under the sun, written by very talented college basketball writers, all independent, all up and coming, very niche, very cool, very hip. But yes, please join. $10 a month. We'd love to have you. March, perfect time to do it.
I'm going to tease something Trilly posted today, just to hopefully get people in there. He has like a daily summary of news that he wrapped up from yesterday. He posted that Josh Schertz is unlikely to end up at a certain P5 school. So teaser, join to find out what school that is. 2 mid-majors could open because they could lose their coaches to high major assistant spots or to other school assistant spots. And he has a list of 3 names contacted for Oregon State already. So if you want to find out who those are, join Basket Under Review.
All right, Matthew, Chat Mob, Part 2.
Kai to the A10 we go. St. Joe's. Nice little
Donahue.
Yeah, right? Good for him.
Still coach, tell you what.
Yeah.
Did you guys see his rant about the A10? Not rant.
He said,
oh, yeah, I did.
What is
It's like equal to the Big East. It's like, well.
Hey, look at the data, Jim. Last 40 games, I think it's like they're 20 and 20. Going back like 8 years or something. Someone actually pulled it.
The Big East is the middle of the Big East.
Figure it out. Figure it out. I like St. Joe here. Rhode Island, after they did this stupid thing where they beat SLU and then they took a big fat dump the next 2 games, and they took a dump before that game, and they're kind of flatlining. RJ Johnson's out. He's been kind of their key point guard down the stretch. So I guess that means more of my guy, Miles Corey, who's had turnover issues. I like St. Joe. Just kind of an anti-vibes lean for me, Kai.
I lean Joe's as well. Are we aware they're the 3 seed right now in the A10 tournament? That's incredible.
This team has talent. There's no question.
They've been playing a lot better. Yeah.
What seed would they be under Billy Lang, Kai?
8, 9, 10. I mean, really, he was a horrible coach.
This got bet down to 2. Yeah, I can't get into that part. Houston bouncing back. I don't know, Jim. Is this a bounce back spot or just I guess it's a bounce back spot. Sure. They're up to 18.5 here. Team total is 78.5. The questioner or the asker, Mr. Adam Jones, was wondering about that. It's up, bet up pretty big from 16 on the open, hosting Colorado.
I might be a little more interested in the Colorado team total under, but I'm looking at it right now. Okay, Houston -11 is the best bet for me. First half. always a kind of first half juggernaut. They've had 5 days off. They played Big Monday. I'm sure the practices like Tuesday, Wednesday were grinds, like wars. And now they've, led into this game. I think they played three top 10 teams in a row. Now you get Colorado at home. Perfect get right spot, if you will. They talked about Uzan and Sharps like being banged up with their injuries. Having the time off hopefully helped get them healthy. I probably like Houston full game too, especially having it come down. It was 20 earlier, but I'll just take the Mike Zhang get in, get out approach and go first half -11. Their best bet.
Jim Houston's 25th nationally in my in and out rating, as I call it. First, basically better first
Love
half
to hear
or
that.
second half. Yeah, Colorado playing at 11 a.m. low, so 10 a.m. their time, not in
That's a good point.
altitude. Oh, young team. Ugh, good luck. That's all I got to say. Uh, Kai, Texas Tech, Iowa State, a shocking, well, not shocking, just hey, it's a green slate today, but a potential disrespectful outline omission. Iowa State laying 10
Well,
does feel high. No JT Toppin.
That's
Does
my fault.
Mr.
well,
Jefferson
if he was
dominate
in,
inside?
if he was in, Jim would have definitely
This
included
this
this
would be the
game.
headliner game if he was in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's a really good team getting double digits, but as good as they've looked without Toppin, like two straight covers against Kansas State, Cincinnati, no chance. I'm taking it against Iowa State, who is good enough to blow them out, even with Christian Anderson playing like a god and Grant McCaslin. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Texas Tech probably turns it over like 18 times today.
Yep. Don't want no piece of that, Matthew.
How about this question? Does Mizzou lock up an NCAA tournament berth today?
They
I don't
should.
know. Guess
They
what this
should.
spread is on the road at Mississippi State, Jim? I'll let you take it.
Which team is +1.5? That's the one I like.
Mississippi State, the
State.
home
Yeah.
dog, the home like miniature poodle.
It's a
I
can't
guess.
lose, Jim.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a Mizzou game right all year. It's my alma mater, and I just don't have a read on them at all. And maybe I have such a bad read on them that I do have a good read, but I don't like the idea of them like feeling fat and happy off a big win. But they have at least started playing the right rotation. I don't know. I want to give a strong recommendation here, Kai, so that people can go the other way, but I don't have a strong sense.
They should win this game. They were smoking Mississippi State in game one, and then, of course, like Mizzou likes to do, they're kind of started blowing it, and we got nervous. They should win this game. I'm not going to tell you to bet it though, because I also don't know how to bet Mizzou.
Let's go to the Mountain West. Great one tonight in Albuquerque. Kai, the Lobos hosting San Diego State. Money coming in on the Aztecas, which is a little surprising to me. Do you have taken this one?
I'm
Minus
also
1.5 now.
I did write up the single game guide for action. I took San Diego State. I am also surprised that money's coming on San Diego State, but I do like them with Magoon seemingly fully back in the rotation. Hopefully that 17-point win against Utah State sparks them a little bit. Their defense is just so good, and I think that separates them here. Mexico's the best ball handling team in the country, the Mountain West. That's definitely a good advantage against San Diego State. But game one was pretty much San Diego State's game throughout until New Mexico kind of charged back late. I like San Diego State here.
BJ Davis is questionable, but I guess Elsie Harrington.
Elsie Harrington
is
back is key. Also
And
worth
key,
noting,
yes.
New Mexico top 10 KenPom home court advantage, top 10 Andy Katz home court venues. They've lost 2 games this year at home to Utah State and Boise State. San Diego State can do it.
Yeah, I kind of. I don't know.
You
I was
like, you
kinda
like the
torn there.
Lobos.
I do. Eric Olin's a nice basketball coach.
Yes.
We would go back to the Big Sky. You mentioned Portland State's already locked it up. They are playing Montana. Kai, I know you're a sucker for the Grizz. Montana
used to
actually
be.
got them already first time this year. Are you taking this one? Spread is.
I'm
a pick
actually
at
one
Montana.
year sober off Montana. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, 1 year sober.
Proud of you, man.
Uh,
I'm not
Betting them
I'm off that
hundreds of
wagon.
times my entire betting career has been probably 500 or a little less. Portland State's dropped 2 in a row. Are they getting a little bit complacent at the top of their perch, or has luck just swung the other way? Because they've won some pretty insane games in this league. I lean towards Montana at home ever so slightly, but again, I'm 1 year sober off betting the Grizz.
Ooh,
What do
the
you got for
spread's
me, Matt?
trying to find another one. I thought it was 1.5. It's actually -2. Central Florida Gym. Johnny Dawkins, stud, laying it against Baylor. I like UCF. Why is Baylor's terrible? Not terrible. Baylor's not any good. I like UCF here. That's my short and simple, like 2-second handicap.
Yeah, it's the long travel back from the mountains. Does that matter? Maybe. But I think you got like Baylor's A+ home run last stand line in the sand game against Arizona. and it wasn't quite enough because Braden Burry's hit a couple late shots, and it might be a little bit of a dead effort on the road here. Now, UCF's not going to like completely destroy them with physicality, but Stillwell's going to beat them up inside on the glass, and that's been a problem for Baylor all season long, basically all career long since Jerome Tang left. The defense has been vulnerable there. So yeah, I would lean UCF, which feels crazy to say, but
He is questionable on there, but he's been questionable like the last 3 games he's played. But Riley Kugel was questionable, and he has not played the last 2 games. I think he matters, even though
they
the
didn't in
recent
the
results would
mountains, man.
indicate. Yeah,
They got up 64-28 on BYU. Then they lost the next like whatever by 20 plus. So
So I don't think they cared anymore. They
let's
didn't
go
want to
to
knock BYU out of, I don't know, Q1A or whatever.
Right. Playing the game. Yeah.
It was a nice one. Let's go to La La Land, Kai. You've been to the USC, the
Galen Center?
Oh, vaunted home court,
I've
where
been there.
Nebraska is in for a. They're going to be shaking as they enter. They're literally in 5. I like Nebraska here. Birkbeck,
I know Jim loves
USC
it.
without Rodney Rice, they cannot shoot. That's the whole thing. Nebraska cramps, and USC cannot shoot at all. I like Nebraska.
I
a
like
lot.
Nebraska too. Look at their last 5 games, USC. They survived at Penn State. They lost to Ohio State. They got smoked by Illinois. They lost to Oregon. They got smoked by UCLA. I think Nebraska kills them. I'm surprised it's only 5, Jim, actually.
Yeah, schematically, I think I wrote it for the weekend watch list at Basket Under Review, and I think it's a problem. Like USC takes cuts away, kind of, but they haven't played a team that cuts like Nebraska. It's like their entire offense, 5 out. I think that's going to be tough for them to guard. And then USC's like ISO offense is not going to work against Nebraska. Like hyper condensed, shoot over the top, good luck. And that's not what USC wants to do. I like that one for the Husk.
Last one I got here, unless I missed. I'll check the last flurry that came in. But Xavier -5 hosting Georgetown. Kai, I don't trust either team. I have zero take on this game. I'm hoping you might have a take.
No, because I thought Xavier was going to cover against Providence, and
Yeah, I
I
did
was
too.
wrong.
Lose.
Dead wrong. I lean towards Georgetown. I tend to lean towards the dogs in these mid Big East matchups because I think these teams are all pretty much equal. So I'll take the points.
Last one here. Boston College, Jim, getting 15.5 at Miami. No take care at all in this one.
Boy, yeah, I don't know. Did Earl Grant had like his presser of like, we've rebuilt the program. Like we've done what we set out to do. And I'm like, have you? I don't know if that's true. Yeah, yikes.
In front of 6 fans.
That loss was so bad, Wake's AD had to voice a vote of confidence.
Yeah,
in
that's
Forbes'
tough.
favor. Like, yeah, I don't know about this game. I would imagine Miami beats them up on the glass. They're a really good 2-way rebounding team, but not strong enough to give a wager.
That's all we have. Unless I missed one. I don't think so, though. I'm looking at my best bets here. I'm trying to stay consistent. It's so annoying. I went 5-0 last week, but we didn't actually have a show, so I didn't get to tally those in our tracker. I would like to have a 5-unit
5-0,
swing.
waking up on the couch. And
I wrote down those spots on Thursday night. I like if you write down a spot that you're looking to, and not just spot, but just like a matchup or whatever. You just bet it.
Doing the BBOC show helps with that. Like Thursday night, Matt. That's what you did it last week. And
I know.
Lo and behold, you had a good
I
day.
should do that full time.
Yeah.
I will announce mine first.
Okay, you may.
How about that?
Yeah.
So we have 2 of the WAC teams catching the opponents off the quick turnaround there. Utah Valley and Cal Baptist playing against Tarleton and ACU respectively. I think I got that ordering right. I like both those. Utah Valley laying the lumber 14-15 and Cal Bap a touchdown. I also like Mercer playing against the we don't need this at all East Tennessee State team. Mercer down Brady's shoulders last game. This is not a very deep team. I almost went first half, but I think they win today. They need it for seeding purposes. I like Hawaii, Kai, against Cal State Fullerton. Just an absolute like men versus boys in terms of size. Hawaii will play comfortably in transition, as they're doing this year more and more. And then I like Fordham, the Fighting Mikey Magpies, against VCU. At the Siegel Center, very scary, but Fordham are very good, very feisty lately. Look at what they've done. Just take a second look at what my guy Mikey's done recently. I like the Rams.
4 straight ones.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go.
Plus 12.5.
I've got one more I haven't given out yet. So Gonzaga St. Mary's under 144. Hit that one at the very top of the show. Vandy +1. I believe Caesars is now +1.5. So my magic number, Kai, it's out there. It's available for people. Minnesota +1.5. Clemson +1.5. Houston first half -11. And then the last one, what are we doing if we're not fading Air Force, Kai?
I know.
Wyoming
Wyoming?
-22.5.
I made the mistake of looking at Wyoming's results.
Nope, don't do that. Don't do that. It's just worry about Air Force. Wyoming's a top 100 team playing Air
They're
Force.
a top
I think
100
they win.
team.
How the
I
fuck?
think they win by
They're
30.
better. They're much better than
How are they
Fresno,
top
which is
100?
crazy.
I don't
Give me the Cowboys. -22.5. That's it. That's my 6-pack for Saturday.
Hey, they did beat UCLA or UNLV by 32. So there you go. There's precedent.
And they beat Grand Canyon at Grand Canyon. I mean, Sonny Wilkes a good coach. They've had injuries too.
I
Wilkes
agree.
is good.
They didn't really get away from Air Force in game one. They won by 12. They had tied in the second half late. But maybe that's motivation.
That was
just, like,
that was
testing
pre
them.
2026, Kai.
True.
2026 is
2026 was
the marker. Yeah.
Well, Jim, I'm also going to pick on a bad team. I'm picking on UMKC. AKA
I'm
Kansas
hoping
City
someone was going to do
Brewers.
that. Good.
Oral Roberts -4.5. Kansas City. Oh, man, you talk about their last several games. Look at this, like their results. I had it pulled up, and now I don't.
Their new coach is already recruiting in the area. Like he doesn't care about it's such a weird dynamic.
Blown out South Dakota State, blown out North Dakota State, blown out against North Dakota, blown out St. Thomas. Oral Roberts, they lost by 9. Okay, so Oral Roberts -4.5. Very impressed by Ty Harper's 47 last game against a big win against Denver. They're on a 2-game winning streak. They look better.
Why are UMKs? They're taking money. It's going to 3.5.
Everybody's in a race. It's probably like
Going
can they
3.5?
be this bad? But
Ken
they're
Palm's got a
5-21 against the spread. They're 5-21 against the spread this year. Like who's in a rush to bet that team?
Yeah, I'm going to bet Oral Roberts too.
Oh,
I'm
do I have
actually.
3.5 now out there? My board.
No,
is
it's
delayed.
4. Circa's got 3.5 shade 15, but
Okay. We'll call it 4.
It's 4.
How about that? Fair?
4.
Okay.
4 it is. Okay.
4 is fair.
Oral Roberts -4. All right. Thank you out there for joining us. Our best bet show, the last one of February. Also, this was a perfect month if you're into that sort of thing. The American calendar, it was perfectly 7777. So you're not going to see that again for a long, long time. I forgot the stat. It's going to be a while. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the worst month of the year, aka February. March, here we come. Can't wait. We'll be back next week with a podcast on Friday, a best bet show on Saturday, talking lots of conference tournaments. That's all there is next week. Very excited about that. We'll see you next time. Enjoy college basketball. Good luck on your bets. Cheers.